Hello and welcome to Markets View at Deven Choksey, the daily market podcast where we decode the Indian financial markets. To start with GIFT Nifty, today the GIFT Nifty is trading higher, which indicates a gap up start for the Indian markets. The Asian markets have also opened higher, with Hang Seng and Nikkei are trading more than 1% with an up move. Talking about the US markets, the Dow futures trade lower after cash market ended higher on Monday. US market ended higher with S&P 500 rising up around 0.6%, Nasdaq and Dow rising up around 1% each. Nasdaq and Dow records 9th straight day of gains. Dow ended at a fresh record high. So one can say that clearly the mood of the global market looks really nice on the Wednesday morning today. The US key indices are on pace to end the month and the year with gains. Nasdaq is 43% higher in 2023, on pace to post best year since 2020. Yes, this is how the performance of the US market looked like in the year 2023, and Nasdaq has been outperforming. Alphabet rises 1% after Google agrees to pay $700 million to settle a lawsuit by US authorities. FedEx did slip 9% in after-hours trading after company forecasts lower revenue guidance. So these are the stock-specific moves which were seen in the global market, particularly in US. Talking about the yield, US 10-year yields fall to 3.9% as investors assess prospect of future rate cuts. The energy pack, Brent is trading about $79 per barrel on supply disruptions due to attacks on Red Sea route. And last but not the least, the gold is rising as treasury yields fall and dollar index is at 102 mark. So clearly, all in all, the global setup looks quite positive this morning. So let us now take a look at the trade setup for today. We are at the Wednesday session on the 20th of December and taking the cues from what happened in the market in the yesterday's session, where the Nifty 50 clearly surpassed the much awaited 21,500 mark for the first time on 19th of December, that is the yesterday's session, but could not sustain about the same. This is expected to remain as a key resistance area for the index going forward, as sustaining above the same can be a start for another leg of upward momentum in coming sessions. Below the same, consolidation can be seen, and 22,300 to 22,200 can remain good support for the index, as we clearly see that these are the important levels one needs to consider. In the yesterday's session, the rebound in the afternoon after correction in the morning session helped the market close moderately higher. The Sensex rose around 122 points to close at 71,437, while the Nifty advanced 34 points to close at 21,453 and formed a small-bodied bearish candlestick pattern with a long lower shadow on the daily charts, indicating the support is being held and the buying interest at lower levels. Nifty continues to clearly remain in a bullish trend, and holding longs with trailing stop loss is the ideal strategy. The resistance for Nifty is expected in the zone of 21,500 to 21,600 as we see that these are the important levels for resistance, and also keep an eye on 21,300 level. On the upper side, definitive breakthrough about 21,500 could potentially initiate a substantial market rally. Until then, consolidation appears probable. However, talking about the broader markets, Nifty mid-cap and small-cap indices witnessed profit booking at higher levels, and we did see that there was less of action seen into the mid-cap and small-cap spaces. So this is how the picture of the market looked like yesterday. So considering and taking the cues from there on, now we look forward towards the support and resistance levels one needs to consider for Nifty and Bank Nifty for today's session. We start with Nifty, and Nifty is likely to see immediate resistance at 21,496, followed by 21,535 and 21,599, while on the lower side it can take support at 21,368, followed by 21,329 and 21,265 levels. Talking about Bank Nifty, well, yesterday the Bank Nifty also showed a smart recovery from the day's low and closed 3 points higher at 47,871 amid consolidation. The banking index saw a bearish candlestick pattern formation with a long lower shadow on the daily scale, indicating buying interest at lower levels. The Bank Nifty index maintained its consolidation phase within a range but needs to close above the crucial level of 48,000 to sustain the upward momentum. The lower end support is positioned at 47,800, and a decisive break below this level on a closing basis may trigger additional selling pressure in the market. The Bank Nifty is expected to see resistance at 47,986, followed by 48,074 and 48,216, while on the lower side it may take support at 47,703, followed by 47,615 and 47,474. So these are all the important levels one needs to consider for both Nifty and Bank Nifty today. As we have now seen the important resistance and support levels for the day, let's now switch into the stocks and news. We start with Deepak Nitrite, as the subsidiary company Deepak Phenolics has approved the execution of a binding term sheet with Petronet to offtake 250 kiloton per annum of propylene and 11 kiloton per annum, as we see, of hydrogen from Petronet petrochemical project at Dahej, Gujarat, for 15 years from the date of the first supply of propylene and hydrogen by PLL to DPL. Additionally, the company's Vice President HR and Admin Shabnam Gaitonde tendered her resignation from the company, citing personal reasons. So two news flows which keeps Deepak Nitrite in focus. Keep an eye on IREDA. The board has approved to raise of unsecured, redeemable, non-convertible, non-cumulative, taxable bonds worth rupees 500 crore at base issue, with a green show option of up to 1,500 crore on a private placement basis. This is part of the company's 26,000 crore borrowing program for FY 23-24. The next stock in focus would be Anupam Rasayan, as the company has approved a preferential allotment of 19,04,540 equity shares for 945 rupees and 11 paise per share to Rehash Industrial and Resins Chemicals, a promoter of the company. The company has already received approval from BSE and NSE to issue these shares on a preferential basis. The next stock in the list is Container Corporation of India, Concor, as the company has signed an MOU with DB Schenker India to collaborate on EXIM and domestic business. Through the MOU, the companies aim to provide sustainable supply chain practices in the logistics industry. Rail Vikas Nigam Limited, this stock will be in focus as RVNL and Kerala Rail Development Corporation joint venture emerged as the lowest bidder to upgrade and redevelop the Varkala Sivagiri railway station in Kerala. The project cost is 123 crore and the period for the project is 30 months. So news flow, and this keeps RVNL in focus. India Shelter Finance Corporation is another stock which one needs to consider, as the affordable housing finance company is planning to debut on the BSE and NSE on the 20th of December, that is today. Keep an eye on Domes Industries, as the stationery and arts product manufacturing company will list its equity shares on the bourses on 20th December, that is the session today. The final issue price has been fixed at 790 rupees per share. So these are all the stock specific action. There are a few listings also which one needs to consider. The IPO market is clearly in action. Let us now take a look at the FIs and DIs data. The foreign institutional investors net sold the shares worth rupees 602 crore, while the domestic institutional investors bought shares worth rupees 294 crore on the 19th of December. So this is how the trade setup for today looks like. With this, we come to the wrap of our podcast session. As we always keep saying that the market conditions may turn out to be volatile at any point in time. Of course, there's a lot of action in the market at present, as we see, and we are clearly in the last leg of the year. The year is going to close and we are going to welcome 2024 in a few days. But consider one thing, that there's a lot of activity happening in the market, both global and domestic, and hence the volatility is also a chance. In all of these conditions, research is the backbone of successful portfolio creation. We at Deven Choksey have our exclusive research services which are powerful and successful. To avail our exclusive research services, we invite you to join us. Just click on the link below and you're done. Fill in your basic details and our team will reach out to you. So don't wait any further and embark on a wealth building adventure together. Thank you and have a nice day.